Well, they need to be raised in a clean environment, number one. There are so many dog breeders today that if you go look at their kennels, some of them are just horrible. And then there's others that are really good. I mean, that really do take good care of their dogs. You don't know unless, I mean, especially if you're looking online, you know, you need to have a way to really know what you're getting. You know, when you can't go see the mother, the parents, when you can't go see the puppies until they're, you know, they're just a picture of them. You know, if nothing else, you need to do a live video, you know, of the puppy and, you know, interacting with the puppy or whatever, to where you know exactly, and make sure that that's the puppy you're getting. A lot of times you may order a puppy and that's not the puppy that, you know, that you saw in the picture. Probably the most important thing to me anyway is I'm not going to buy a puppy if I can't go see the parents. If I'm in a position to where it's a long ways away or something like that, I want to see live videos of that puppy. You know, to wherever, and even the parents in many cases. It's so important that you know where your dog's coming from, because otherwise you can wind up being scammed. There's a million scams on the internet today. You know, before you send somebody money, you need to make sure that, you know, that it's a reputable breeder. And there's a lot of backyard breeders today that, oh yeah, they've got great dogs and whatever, and a lot of them don't do anything with the dogs. I mean, they're just raising the dogs as dogs, like hogs. The three things that I would look for is the environment that they're raised in. You know, some of them are raised in homes, some of them are raised in barns, some of them are raised in kennels that are nasty, some of them are raised in good, clean, you know, the proper kennel setup. All of our dogs out here, and the ones that are in kennels, they have fresh water anytime they want it. They're on automatic waterers. They're fed twice a day. The kennels are cleaned twice a day. They're well taken care of dogs. We alternate a lot of those dogs from the kennels. We bring them in the house. In many cases, I may have six or seven dogs in here, but I want to bring them in to where they get part of the environment out there, they get it in here. We get the dogs out and play with them daily. We've got people that, you know, that actually exercise the dogs. In good weather, we'll take them down here at the creek, let them go swimming. You know, there's things that you do that a lot of breeders don't do. The first thing I would want to know the background on the parents, you know, where they came from, and you know, the bloodlines on those pups, or on the mother and father. Just being able to inspect the parents is to me is one of the most important things. It's important to know that that puppy lives in a healthy environment. You know, just a little common sense tells you that if it's a lousy environment, you might have a lousy puppy. As far as health testing goes, we have the vet out here every year. They come out sometimes twice a year. We vaccinate our dogs every year. We give them an annual vaccination every year, and the vet comes out and does all the dogs at the same time. That way we know those dogs have been, you know, when they've had their shots, and they do an inspection on them, you know, on a regular basis and whatever. We can take our pups in. They have good temperaments. We breed for temperament. I don't breed anything that has a bad temperament. I just won't do it. I mean, because that does carry through to those puppies. And a lot of times, you know, you won't notice it in a baby, in a puppy, but as that dog gets older, you're going to find that a lot of those dogs came from parents that had ill temperaments. And if you've got little kids, things like that, you know, it's probably going to wind up not being a great home for the kids and the dog together. So to me, it's important that we breed dogs that, you know, that we know the parents have good temperaments, which carries through to the puppies, and the puppies wind up with good temperaments. On our website, we've got a lot of reviews where people are talking about the temperament of the puppy and how good the puppy is. You know, that don't mean they're not guard dogs. That don't mean that they're not a protection dog, but they're not a dog that's going to run out the door and chew the mailman up just because he walked through the yard. I mean, so. And a lot of that has to do with the health of the, you know, of the parents and the puppy together. Probably the most important thing, one of the most important things, if you're buying a puppy from a breeder that won't let you come to their kennel and inspect their kennel on a moment's notice, If you're buying from a breeder that wants to meet you at Walmart or someplace that has nothing to do with the kennel itself, I would be very suspect of that kennel. I'd be very suspect because you very well could be dealing with a backyard breeder that don't know nothing about his dogs and don't care anything about the dogs other than he's dumping puppies. And we raise a lot of dogs, we raise a lot of puppies and whatever, but we raise, each dog is individually raised throughout the year. We know the dog, we know the background, we know the history, and you're welcome to come out and I'll share every bit of it with you. If you decide you want to come see us and inspect our kennels, you're welcome to come on a moment's notice. So if you're going to buy a puppy, you might as well, it costs the same amount to buy a good one as it does a bad one. As a matter of fact, in many cases, it costs less to buy a good one as it does a bad one. So just do your research, make sure that you know who you're buying from, and if you feel comfortable with it, there's other breeders besides us. But like I said, you're welcome to come out at any time and inspect our kennels, inspect our dogs, and I'll take you on a tour where you can see the whole shebang if that's what you'd like to do.